Hey all, it is Monday, the 29th of June. I have had a very unproductive week, not necessarily of my own fault, because most of last week it was so hot the whole country was basically unlivable. It was 30 degrees outside and over 30 degrees inside, basically no matter what. Sucked. I hated it, and it's probably going to happen at least one more time before the autumn rolls around. Like we're past, like the days are going to get shorter from here on in because we're past the old solstice or whatever. But that doesn't fucking mean anything. This could very likely and probably will happen again in probably in August. I would guess is usually when it happens. I fucking hope it doesn't though, because my god, it was bad. Um, I have basically done two things this past week, and both of those things were done in the last 2 days when it was like under 30 degrees, basically, and the house is starting to cool down. It's pretty hot out today. Like, it's just generally, it's very sunny. Like, there's not a fucking, I mean, there are clouds in the sky that's just over there. Um, but yeah, it's very sunny, very warm. I'm probably going to get a one of many extremely light sunburns. I'm luckily blessed with not being completely pasty white boy, and therefore am slightly resistant to the sun, which is nice. Do like that. Yeah, my mother is basically impervious to the sun, and I am sun resistant. So that's cool. It's, I really don't like the texture of sun cream. Does that mean I'm gonna die of skin cancer when I'm 50? Maybe, but don't have to wear sunscreen that much. Um, I really should buy sunscreen though. As much as I fucking hate the sort of oily texture of it, it's fucking awful. I hate it. Um, I feel disgusting wearing it, like truly, truly fucking disgusting. But whatever. The past couple days, or I guess I'll start with the thing I literally just did immediately before leaving the house to come and film this and do some shopping, is I released Heather and Gauze and Fire, this month's free one-page adventure. It is a hex crawl, or a heath crawl, I guess, through sort of marshy wilderness that is currently experiencing a wildfire. Heathland is a distinctly very British landscape. They are present elsewhere in Europe, I think mainly in France, but it's a very specific form of marshland that's mostly quite dry. Like it's very dry in the summer and then like a little wetter in the winter. Primarily known for two plants, heather and gauze. Heather is, you know, a nice little sort of purpley flower, and gauze is very beautiful yellow flowers on a gigantic dense bush of thorns. Very, very pretty. I believe on one of these before I went to the heath to take photos for inspiration and get sort of a general vibe, and I believe I showed on that recording the sort of a, I did a, so I turned the camera around and showed a sort of general landscape. They're very nondescript kind of environs, and they do vary a good bit across the country, but we have quite a few of them here, and yeah, I wanted to make one. I'm very happy with it. I was initially kind of like about the fact that it doesn't really have like a central antagonist per se. I say per se, it just doesn't. Yeah, the antagonist is the wildfire, which I have explicitly like in the adventure. I don't define why it started at all. In reality, wildfires can start because of fucking anything. Like it could be a lightning strike, it could be literally like a piece of particularly dry ground refracted through a single piece of glass. Sorry. Could be literally fucking anything. It is like a race against the clock. Like the fire spreads throughout the hexes. It's like every hour you roll 3d4, and for every one you roll, the fire spreads to a random adjacent hex. And within, like, you can move through burning hexes, but you will probably take quite a lot of damage. And it's designed for sort of lower level characters as well. So So generally, it's a pretty dangerous adventure, especially if you do actually run it. If you're running like fucking OSE or whatever, and you're like, oh, here are my level two, level one, level two characters, um, and your wizard can be murdered by trying to walk through a course push, which you know, not great, but it's pretty funny. Uh, um, that's true, actually. That's a lie, actually. They do have to opt to try and run through the Gorse Bush, which will do a d4 damage to them and may, in fact, kill them. Yeah, that. I'm really happy with that adventure. I think it's probably my second favorite of the adventures that I've written. I really like. Turns out, I like writing hex scrolls as much as I thought I would. I'm looking forward to writing the much bigger one I want to write for the end of this year or maybe start of next year, depending on how things shape out. It's probably going to be beginning of next year, given the AJ is about to start a new job and is going to have significantly less time to do art. So it's probably going to be next year, I would suspect, but that's fine. Over the last couple of days, I've started uploading my stuff to RPG Trader. I had only vaguely heard of it until a few days ago. I'd sort of maybe heard about it in passing, and then I saw people had started like posting about them. And yeah, I went on and looked at their interface. It was really, really good. Their platform seems like well put together. The one like uploading stuff was pretty easy, like getting stuff. As somebody who has been dealing with Lightning Source for a couple of years now, oh my god, dealing with Lulu is, oh my god, it's so much better. It's so much better. Like I've worked with Mixam like once before. I've like printed stuff through Mixam, and that was fine. It was just the first time I'd ever like adapted my stuff to another medium or to another printing process before, so it was like kind of awkward. But like oh my god, like going through RPG Trader for Lulu was so much better. The only I was sort of posting about this earlier is the only big gripes I have with RPG Trader is the load times on it are not fantastic. It's like a little slow, which is not really surprising given the scale of the operation. But it's it doesn't just load. Like you got to sit and let it think for a good few seconds, which if you're trying to browse is going to hurt the UX in that way. I think a lot of that is down to the fact that the site is growing at a fairly rapid pace and they're adapting to the increased traffic, I would suspect. But more notably, more sort of frustratingly, I'm going to try and turn this way so I can... No, that's worse. More frustratingly, I've had some problems, particularly today. I had a little bit yesterday, but particularly today, trying to upload the print files for Where Fire Lives, because Fathomless Bounty is on there right now. For the first two things, you have to get approved, which I think is a really good practice. I think it's great. And the approval process for the first one literally took 12 hours, which is amazing. I would not be surprised if Where Fire Lives gets approved by the end of the day. They say 1 to 2 business days. I would not be at all shocked if I get an email at midnight tonight to say that it's available on there. And I uploaded it at like 3 p.m. Today. It's a little earlier. It was like 2 p.m. whatever. The issue I kept running into was uploads would take a completely unreasonable amount of time and would hitch and get stuck in various places. Or more likely they'd get stuck at finalizing for, in one case, upwards of 20 minutes, which was very frustrating. Because you think it's broken and you have to restart, right? And turns out the second one takes like almost as long and then eventually works. It's like I really hope that gets fixed soon, because the process, once you get into the rhythm of it, is really fucking easy. It's a really, really well designed platform. It's just, if it's gonna, and because you can't really like save or make any significant progress on your page, you go and do something else. Like obviously you can start making a different page, but you can't continue adding tags. You can't go and start working on the print version of the book, for instance. I just don't think you can. Like, you end up getting stuck at this one part Like I had the same thing with the print files. Like it was like 20 minutes to upload like a print PDF. Like a PDF that's like 40 megabytes is insane. Truly, truly insane. And I, like I'm hoping I'm like, well, I hope I'm not a one-off. I hope it is a problem other people are having because I want it to get fixed. Because if it's a problem only I am having, it means it's never going to get fixed, right? Probably anyway, because the team is tiny. But I hope it gets fixed or gets improved or whatever soon. Otherwise, I think the platform looks really promising. I would like pretty happily, yeah, because I think drive-through as a platform kind of sucks, frankly. I think it's kind of terrible. I think their customer service is really, really good, particularly like for creators, especially. It's phenomenal, especially given how small the platform is. I have never been let down by customer service over there. Even when like I myself have kind of given them a hard time in the past, like I have never been let down by them at all. They're really, really great. The platform is massively hamstrung by its age, and their new interface can only be like a patchwork fix to those problems. Like drive-through is never going to be a truly modern platform, and it's always going to be weird and clunky. How for as long as they're attached to Lightning Source, which is I would wager is probably eternally. I'm sure they signed some kind of permanent agreement with them because otherwise I feel like they would have switched by now because oh my god, Lightning Source is whole process is over 20 years old. Like literally the ICC files you have to use for Lightning Source are dated 2003. Like I shit you not, that they are almost as old as me. Is how old the fucking ICC file you have to use to like encode colors, or I don't remember how it works. I don't really care. It's just like absurd. Like I think like drive through is so big. Its discoverability on there is generally very, very poor. It's you basically have to. It's a fucking miracle to like make any sales on drive through. Itch kind of has the sort of the inverse problem where it's a newer site with a much better interface, but it's so widespread in how much stuff is on Itch and so heavily used and has so few people moderating it that it's, again, discoverability is equally very, very poor. And yeah, it's very difficult to make sales on Itch. Like very, very difficult to make sales on Itch. I'm hoping RPG Trader, given that it is just so much smaller. How many adventure modules are there right now on RPG Trader? Probably 500 total. I think it's like 600. Obviously that advantage will disappear within a year. Like obviously, if the site goes anywhere, that advantage will just be gone almost immediately. But until that time comes, it could be a good platform for discoverability, and if it remains well moderated and has a healthy growth cycle, I think it could, and I do genuinely hope it becomes very successful because I think the industry really desperately needs its own space where it's not butting heads with other stuff. Like Itch is primarily for video games. Like that you can sell a lot of different things on Itch. You can give a lot of things away for free on Itch, which a lot of people do. But Itch is not a TTRPG platform. It is a video game platform with a mid-sized TTRPG sub-category on it. Drive-through is a platform for RPGs, but it is so oversaturated with a mixture of very high quality releases and exceedingly low quality releases that if you're in the middle, like if you're sort of like a mid-tier indie creator who doesn't have a large following, acquiring a following is impossible. Completely fucking impossible. I really need a mailing list. Like, I really need a mailing list. I should, probably, be more public about what I do and my process and things like that. But that's just, more fucking hats to wear, right? For one person, in a lot of ways it's too fucking much, but I don't know. I'm gonna work it out somehow. I'm hoping to be able to do that at some point this year. I'm just waiting for it to not be psychotically hot all the time. The house is still cooling down. It's still very warm inside. Like right now, it's 23, maybe 25 degrees out here, and it's like I'm pretty fucking warm because I'm sat directly in the sun. But in the shade, it's fine. It's a-okay. In the shade. Like I'm wearing like a lot. Like this is like a fairly thick shirt. Like I don't own that many shirts, and I sure as hell don't own shorts. Like I was wearing jeans. I hate shorts. I really, really hate shorts. They are not comfy, nor are they easy to wear. Fuck that. um, the like I'm pretty warm, but like inside, it's gonna be the same temperature, if not like 2 degrees higher, at least. It's not unbearable inside, but it is hotter inside than it is out. Um, but yeah, this coming week, I'm hoping to make more notes on July's one-page adventure. I really want to try and actually make progress on and like get ahead of myself again before I get like stopped, before something gets in my way again. I don't have this is a pretty quiet month for me. I don't have anything big going on. I've got some prep to do for August because my anniversary is in August, and then I'm going to NGC at the end, and that's fine. Like I can manage that. That's not a problem. That's not something that's going to take up my month. That's going to take up a couple of days. Like the anniversary prep is an afternoon, and thinking real hard, and the NGC is I need to make some orders, basically. I need to set up and then make some orders for where top the Dragon Summit and Rise of the Mole Men, because I don't have any print copies of them. I don't think I have. I don't even think I have Atop the Dragon Summit in print at all, because I sent both of the proofs to. I sent the proofs to Joe. So I don't actually own that book in print like at all. The other thing to do. AJ, she has finished her first draft of The Spire That Sinks. The hope. Well, I will be able to do all of the first editing pass at least this week, if not, depending on time. Like I'm hoping to be able to do it in 2 days. Like 2 short, sort of 2 hour stints. Because I think doing the whole thing in 1 day, I'll just get fucking color. I'll get fucking nose blind to the whole thing, and we'll just be eyes fucking glaze over. I don't like to edit in big chunks. I like to edit like I don't take days off. I spread all my work out over a full 7-day week. And I do like I do like 4 hours of work every day rather than taking days off. Generally, like sometimes I will be like, fuck it, I'm gonna take a day off today. But I'm very much like I really struggle to sit down and do one thing for 6 hours. Like I think my hard limit for something I'm not actively really wanting to do is like 2.5 hours is like my hard limit for doing one thing in a day. It's like I cannot do the same thing for longer than that. And 2.5 hours is like, like it either needs to be done or I actually want to do it, Like Heather and Gauze and Fire took it took about 2 hours to do today, and I would not have been able to do that any day other than the day I wanted to release it, which was today. Like normally I put stuff out on Friday, but it was like 35 degrees on Friday. So I said no, and I didn't do that. I hid downstairs all day, where it was slightly cooler. But yeah, I'm going to head off here because I got shopping to do, and I might get heat stroke if I stay out here much longer. Like I have some water here, but not much left in there. So I'm gonna go to the shop. They sell like little, like very small cups of coffee for like 55 pence. Which is like, this definitely isn't good for me, but like it's cold and also like caffeinated. I could probably get some water for less than that, but then like, I don't know, I want coffee, so that's what I'm gonna do. I have a few bits to buy, some like house stuff and then some food stuff, so I'm gonna buy those things. So yeah, I am gonna head off here. Hope folks have a good week, especially if you're in Europe right now and you are still recovering, or perhaps are still in this psychotic nightmare heat wave. Yeah, speak to everybody next week. See ya.